What's poppin'? My name is Richie, and today we have update 16.50, which is a big one. By big, I mean XL. We have new islands, we also have cool new settings, and a bunch of other cool stuff. So let's get right into it. Alright guys, hope you guys had a fantastic day so far. My day has just become a little bit more better as I saw this update. We have 4 new islands in total, which are all XXL islands. They're insanely huge. There are 200 plus tiles, and yes, one of them is the new, I would call it BR Island, because this one looks like a mini BR map, like an actual BR map. This thing is insanely huge. It also, all of these new islands come with the new thermometer system. I'm going to explain that in a second a little bit more. But we also have a huge water island, which I'm not going to try even to pronounce how that is pronounced. And then we have the same island, which is the BR Island, but with some trees and stuff like that. And then we have the big grid island, which is now called the XL Grid Island. As already said, these 4 new islands come with the same new thermometer system, which basically allows you to place more props in a single island than before. The reason for that is that you can now place props in different areas, and it will show you basically where you place a lot of props and where you don't place a lot of props. And depending on where you are on the island, these props are not loading in. That means you can basically have the same amount of props but use less memory in general. I know this sounds a little bit confusing, but it's very easy to get if you just try it out and try it out for yourselves. On the old islands, this is still the same system, but it is a very cool system, and I'm glad they finally added that to the game. Okay, let's quickly jump over all the other cool stuff that we get with this update. First of all, we got a bunch of new resources for the game. First of all, we got all of the key cards. They do not work like it's not a BR map, so we have no no vault to unlock them. But you can use them in combination with the conditional button. And then we also, if you go into creative and then you go into your consumables, you can see here first of all the new key cards, and then we also have a bunch of other stuff which can now be used for resource management or whatever. These are, I think, from the from Save the World, I'm pretty sure, and it's pretty cool that we finally got them in the game here, so you can have a little bit more freedom with your choices of what you want to use as resources in your game. And next, we have something that is more of a quality of life change than an actual real change or something. But the primitive shape gallery has now a larger render distance. That means you can visit it basically or see it still from a longer distance, which I think is pretty cool. And especially for those of you who build large builds with this can be very helpful. Also very helpful for those people who want to build insanely big game modes with insanely big teams. The whole teams and stuff like that got updated all to 50, so you can now actually have 50 teams. You're not stuck with like 16 teams anymore. You can even have that in your game settings here. You can now have up to 50 teams. The update before that, we actually got the update to max players to 50, and now you can also have 50 teams, which I think personally is insane. Coming next, the conditioner button. The conditioner button actually had quite a big update. It can now have 3 different items in it, and with these new 3 different items comes also a lot of new different settings in the device here, which basically allows you to modify this thing even further, which is amazing. Like, this is actually a very good update. Not the one that a lot of people ask for, but I still think it's a very good update, which allows you to save a lot of channels. But speaking of channels, as you guys can see here, if I quickly skip over this section, we now have 200 channels. 200 channels, guys. Remember the times where we only had 8 channels for Fortnite Creative? We now have 200, which is amazing. And last but not least, we have the save point device, which got a quick update with a few new save settings here. We have now save assist, save collected items, and save creature eliminations, which I think is pretty cool for zombie maps. So that is a very cool update. And that is basically all we got in this update. It is an insanely huge update. 4 new islands, a lot of new items in the game. So render distance changing, 200 channels. This update is just massive. Also, there's now a new discovery tab or discover tab in your creative selection menu. So you have my games, which is basically your islands. You have normal create, you have creative fill, and then you have this new discover tab where basically a bunch of islands in here, and this could be the first step to having like an actual search bar where we can search up maps and search up island codes, which I think has huge potential. So I'm excited to see what this brings us in the future. And yeah, let's move on. Also, Fortnite Creative gave an update to the two devices which are currently like kind of unreleased, and a lot of people have, and which are basically the mannequin device and the lama tron. And both of these devices would not make it into public Fortnite Creative. They're just for events or like special maps or whatever. So you get them by basically working with Epic. Also, there's one huge last thing, and that is kind of leak, but there is an actual leak for a glass gallery in Fortnite Creative. So this got updated into the game. It's not live currently, but we could see this in the next update, which is probably not an actual update, but just an update where we get like a little bit of Fortnite Creative items, where usually we get a gallery and stuff like that, and we could get the glass gallery next week or something, which I'm a little bit excited of because this is actually a really new thing to Fortnite Creative. We didn't have glass forever, and I think that's a very big change for Fortnite Creative. So let me know what you think about this update. I think this update is amazing, and yeah, see you guys back in the next video, and bye.